If memories had weight, perhaps your shoulders are feeling heavy tonight. We humans often carry too much into our sleep. The noise of the city, unresolved arguments, worries about tomorrow, and regrets from yesterday. We lie still, but our minds are still racing relentlessly. But in another world, the deep blue world beneath the surface, there are creatures living a life of weightlessness. In human culture, we often whisper a myth to one another. We speak of a goldfish brain with a sympathetic smile. We believe that fish have a memory spanning a mere 3 seconds, that every 3 seconds, the world is completely renewed in their eyes, that they swim a lap around the glass tank and are amazed as if seeing the rockery for the first time. That thought brings a strange comfort to humans. We believe they know no boredom, no confinement, because they remember nothing at all. Forgetfulness in this case is seen as a gift from the Creator. But the truth is not like that. It is far more magical than we imagine. Welcome to Sleep Decoding. Tonight, we will decode one of the greatest and also most misunderstood mysteries of the natural world: the memory of fish. Modern science has proven that 3-second myth to be completely wrong. Fish do not forget. They remember. They remember with astonishing precision. Their memory is not a sieve full of holes, but a sturdy net, woven from the need for survival over millions of years. But the memory of fish is not like the memory of humans. They don't remember petty worries, yesterday's arguments, or tomorrow's pressures. Their memory is the memory of the current, remembering paths, remembering shelters, remembering the rhythm of time, and remembering the way home. And tonight, as you listen to how fish remember, perhaps you too will learn how to let your mind drift gently like them, not forgetting, but letting go of the weight, allowing memories to become weightless, suspended in the waters of sleep. Let's begin this journey with our most familiar little friend, the goldfish. If you have ever kept a goldfish, perhaps you have realized something interesting. Whenever you approach the tank in the morning, they don't swim away in panic. On the contrary, they swim close to the glass, mouths snapping gently, fins waving in welcome. That is not a coincidence. That is recognition. Scientists at the University of Plymouth have conducted long-term experiments and realized that goldfish can remember events lasting at least 3 months, and in many cases, years. But what is most amazing is their sense of time. Goldfish have a biological clock that runs accurately to the minute. If you have a habit of feeding them at 8 a.m., then from 7:55 a.m., their bodies have already begun to undergo biochemical changes. The digestive system activates, metabolism increases, and they begin to swim around the feeding area with eager anticipation. They don't need a wristwatch. They sense time through subtle changes of light penetrating the water, through temperature, and through the internal rhythm of their bodies. They live in absolute harmony with the cycle of day and night. The lesson from this little goldfish is a gentle reminder for your own sleep. Your body also possesses such a clock. It craves regularity. It waits to rest at the precise time nature has programmed. When you respect that rhythm, when you allow yourself to lie down at the same time every night, you are immersing yourself in the natural flow of life, just like the goldfish waiting for the morning sun rays. Remembering time is not pressure, but trust in the law of cycles, that after darkness, there will be light, and after sleep, there will be rebirth. Now, let's leave the peaceful glass tank to go to a rough sea, where waves crash against the rocky shore, creating tide pools full of white foam. This is the home of a tiny fish that possesses extraordinary spatial intelligence, the frillfin goby. This fish lives in an extremely harsh and volatile environment. When the tide rises, seawater surges high, covering the entire reef, creating a vast world for them to swim and hunt. But when the tide recedes, the seawater pulls back, leaving small pools of water trapped between rock crevices. Our goby is often stuck in these isolated pools until the next high tide. But danger is always lurking. A seabird can swoop down at any moment, or an octopus can slither into the pool. In that moment, what must the goby do? It cannot swim out to sea because rocks block the way. It does something unthinkable. It jumps. It flips its tail hard, launches its body out of the water, flies over the dry rock ridge, and lands precisely in another safe pool lying next to it. It can perform consecutive jumps like that to escape. The miracle here is, when inside a low pool, it absolutely cannot see the adjacent pool. Its vision is blocked by rock walls. If it jumps blindly, it will fall onto the dry rock and die. So how does it know exactly which direction to jump and how far? The answer lies in a mental map. Scientists discovered that during high tide, when water floods the reef, this goby doesn't just swim aimlessly. It swims to scout. It memorizes every rock ridge, every crevice, every bump and dip of the terrain below. It redraws the entire map of the area into its tiny brain. And when the tide recedes, when the water runs low, it uses that memorized map to navigate. It knows that, even though I can't see it, I remember that 10 cm to the left is a deep pool, and it takes a leap of faith based on that memory. In a famous experiment, researchers allowed this fish to swim through a simulated terrain just once. Only once. And 40 days later, upon returning, it still remembered that map exactly to perform a safe jump. The story of the goby teaches us about peace of mind in the dark. When you close your eyes to drift into sleep, the world around you seems to vanish. You see nothing, but like the goby, you have a mental map of safety. You know you are lying on your familiar bed. You know the door is locked. You know the roof is sheltering you. You don't need to open your eyes to check. You just need to trust the map of peace that your mind has recorded. Take a leap of faith into sleep, knowing that you will land in a sea of calm and safe dreams. Memory helps you no longer fear the night. Leaving the coast, let's swim out to the vast ocean, where the water becomes cold and deep. Here, we meet nature's greatest travelers, the salmon. If the goby has spatial memory, the salmon possesses a memory even more primal and profound. Olfactory memory, the memory of scent. The life of a salmon begins at the headwaters of freshwater streams, where the water flows fast and cold. As adults, they drift with the current, swim out to the open sea, living a life of adventure thousands of miles away in the vast ocean for many years. But when spawning season arrives, an invisible call urges them to return. Not to return to just any river, but to return to exactly where they were born. Among thousands of rivers flowing into the sea, among the tangled maze of tributaries, how do they find their way home? They don't use GPS. They use their noses. When they were newly hatched fry, the distinctive chemical scent of their home stream, created from the soil, decaying leaves, rocks, and minerals of that region, was permanently imprinted onto the salmon's nervous system. That is the smell of home. In the vast ocean, salmon can detect the scent concentration of their mother river, even if it is just a drop dissolved in millions of liters of seawater. They track that scent trail, swimming upstream against the current, overcoming rapids, overcoming dams, defying every obstacle. The salmon's journey is a journey of returning to one's roots. It shows that the power of memory is not to hold on to the past, but to guide the future. The memory of home is the most steadfast compass. And in your sleep, the concept of home plays just as important a role. Sleep is the spiritual home you return to every night. After a long day swimming through the currents of life, amidst noise and pressure, your mind needs to find its way back to the headwaters of tranquility. Let your sense of smell guide you, the scent of your familiar pillow, the faint aroma of a candle, or simply the smell of cleanliness in the room. Those are safety signals, signaling to the brain that the arduous journey has ended. You have arrived home. You are allowed to let down your guard. You are allowed to rest. And finally, having spoken of memory, let's talk about how fish sleep, because the way they sleep is the greatest lesson in letting go. Have you ever wondered how fish sleep when they don't have eyelids to close? Most fish never truly close their eyes. They never fully shut down their senses. But they know how to enter a state of deep rest called suspended animation or energy conservation. When sleeping, a fish will find a spot with slow-moving water or hide under a coral canopy. They stop swimming. They stop thrashing their tails. They adjust the swim bladder in their bodies to achieve perfect buoyancy with the water. At this moment, they become weightless. They neither sink to the bottom nor float to the surface. They are suspended. Visualize that sensation, the feeling of being enveloped by water, supported by water from all sides. The fish doesn't need to tense a single muscle to maintain balance. It completely surrenders its weight to the water. Where the water goes, it drifts gently along. Its fins sway only slightly as an unconscious reflex to keep direction. In that state, their brains filter out all the noise of the ocean. They still see, but do not look. They still hear, but do not listen. Everything becomes a soothing background layer flowing past their gills. This is precisely the state we seek in a good night's sleep. Sometimes, we have trouble sleeping because we try to force ourselves to sleep. We squeeze our eyes shut, tensing up to lie still. But learn from the fish. Don't try to power off. Try suspending. Imagine your bed is that soothing current. Imagine the mattress supporting your spine, the pillow supporting your head. You no longer need to hold up your body. Gravity will do that for you. Adjust the swim bladder in your mind. Release the heavy thoughts so your soul becomes weightless. Don't sink into the past. Don't float up to future worries. Just hover in the present. Memories of today are still there, like water flowing past fish gills. Don't try to block them. Let them flow through. Observe them drifting away. The memory of fish teaches us that remembering is for survival, but letting go is for rest. Now that we have traveled across the ocean, from the quiet goldfish tank, through the volatile tide pools, to the headwater river, and finally to the suspended state in the open sea, you have understood the truth about the memory of these finned friends. They do not forget. They simply select what is necessary to retain peace. The goldfish teaches you to respect the rhythm of time. The goby teaches you to trust the map of safety in the dark. The salmon teaches you to find your way back to the home of tranquility. And the sleeping state of fish teaches you how to relax to be supported. The ocean tonight is so calm. Warm currents are washing away all fatigue. You are transforming into a small fish, shimmering with silver light, finding the safest and softest coral nook just for yourself. The water around you is cool and soothing. Your body gets lighter. Every muscle relaxes. Drift away. Gently. suspended. There is no need to remember anything anymore. The map is already in your head. The home is already here. Just let the current carry you into dreams, a sleep as deep as the ocean floor, where there are no rough waves, only eternal peace. Good night.